So when I see options,
Hey, no, dog.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to the 5 Dish Changer podcast, where we talk about Black culture, music, and all the soundtracks that raised us. My name is Ashley Autumn, and I am your host. Welcome to the first episode. This is my first podcast back in the game after 6 years. So knocking the dust and rust off and getting back in the game. But I'm not going to hold y'all too long. I want to introduce my first two guests, very special guests. I have Dr. Daron George. He is the vice chair of the Democratic Party in Sanford, Florida. And I also have Jonathan Williamson. He is the president of the NAACP, the Nashville chapter. So we're talking a little bit of politics, but this is not our CNN version of politics. This is not Fox News version of politics. This is just cousins having conversation. That's all it's going to be. So we're going to get right into it. And Jonathan, I want to start with you. If you could just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and what is your first track, whether it's an artist or an album that you putting in the disc changer.
for sure. This is Jonathan out of Nashville. So my first track is gonna be Gucci Mane First Day Out. Because that's it describes a lot. It's a lot of things that happen in that track. So that's what I'm gonna do. Am I supposed to pick a song? Tell me what I'm supposed to do. Tell me.
No, that's your song.
Tell me.
Now, just give us a little bit more of your background.
Okay, so yes, born and raised from Nashville, Tennessee. One of the unicorns left that are from this sacred land of ours here. This Athens of the South here in Nashville. Only child, was raised in civics from the age of 10. So from mayor's summits to youth summits to programs to YMCA to Boy Scouts to art school to PWI to Urban League to NAACP, and been here since like 2006 with the NAACP. So we going on quite a while now, and yeah, we just taking it to the next level, bringing more youth, young adults back into this organization, and trying to keep the ball going forward.
Okay, so I got two questions for you. You're gonna have to unpack Gucci First Day Out because you said there's a lot of stuff going on. So I need to know what you heard was going on in that song that make you be like, yeah, that's my one. And then the second, well, let's start there.
Yeah, so in my past life, I used to start off my day with a, and there was no pancakes, just a cup of, stuff like that. So I know that area. Being from North Nashville, it was the highest in the 80s and still one of the highest, most incarcerated areas in the nation. 1 in 3 of us were either locked up or dead by the age of 18. We were funneled into a pipeline system here in Tennessee, Middle Tennessee area since the 80s. So coming from a law enforcement background, my mom was a dispatcher. My father was a police officer. So I got told the right things to do, but I was still in North Nashville where all the systems were pointed against me. So I had a little duality there. So that's pretty much how I came jumping off the porch with a little order, but my environment showed me some other things. And thankfully, was blessed to work through that. So the First Day Out, Gucci Mane is just the original Trap King, the original streets. Yeah, some of that hip hop pretty much saved me and kept me seeing what not to do and what you could do. And these are some of the consequences. So it all worked out. I took those influences and shout out to Gucci Mane because Gucci the greatest. And yeah, that's why he track one.
Okay. I respect it. You actually answered my second question. I was going to ask you a little bit more about your background because you said you were part of the Urban League, and I was going to ask, like, were you a part of a political family? But you said it was a law enforcement background, so you answered that question.
Yeah,
so,
law enforcement there, and then my cousins and Most of them were in sports. I'm the only one that took political route. So yeah, that's just me so far.
Okay. I mean, we need people in politics.
You
I'm
know,
not the one, but
Of
we need
course.
y'all. We need y'all out there.
oh man,
Um,
Yes.
greatest. Gucci the greatest.
so
That's fun.
Daron, Dr.
Yes.
Daron, if we were in a black church, we would call you Reverend Dr.
Rev-
Daron because you
yes.
are also a pastor. But
Correct.
give us a bit about your background, your track one. Why is that your track one?
Yeah. All right, let's see. So I am currently serving as the vice chair of communications for the Democratic Party down here in Sanford. I kind of stumbled into that. I contacted them because I was upset with their marketing, and then I kind of stumbled into taking that over or joining them in that fight and how they communicate. And so that's how I got into it. My background is I used to be a pastor for a while, so dealing with justice and things like that. Really interesting though is that I started out very heavy on the right side of politics, extremely heavy. I won't drop any names, but they are very well known on that side, and I was their poster boy. So I've been in that for a while. So I've always been in some form or fashion into politics, simply because I've been around it with the people that I used to hang out with. So coming out of that it's been a wild ride. While doing that, I was pursuing my education, so that's why they have the doctor in front of my name. It's just a lot of work, but that's all that really is. My first one would be now this is hard because it's DMX, so it's either going to be it's hot, hell is hot, or it's going to be flesh of my flesh and blood of my blood. So I don't know which one yet. And the reason I picked that is that's the first one rapper that I really connected with, and he felt like he was talking about my childhood and how he grew up. So that would be my first song or my first album, I guess, in the diss track. If I had to pick a song, it would probably be "Slippin'." I think that was off of his second album.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you talked a little bit about coming out of the
Yes.
right.
Mhm.
It wasn't MAGA yet. Okay, hold on. What year did you come out and why? We'll get into it a little bit deeper, but I want to kind of touch on that now. Like, what year did you
So
basically say, "Oh, wait a minute, something not right over here, something not cleaned in the milk," and
so
like, what was it? Why?
after 2012, 2012 I started coming out. 2008, when Barack Obama was becoming president at that point, I was still pretty heavy in it. And the first year I think was okay, but I think after I heard how they spoke about him and his achievements and things like that, it started to open my eyes about where I was. So I was still in it, but I came out fully around 2016. And it was hard because power is addictive, and I was pretty close to it. So it was a really hard shift to make. But 2016 is when I officially just walked out of all of it.
Okay, and now you over here on the left.
Swinging for the fences.
I guess the
Swinging
rest
for
of
the
us.
yeah.
All right. So again, I appreciate y'all for coming, and those are the reasons why I invited y'all. Just that type of background. Both of y'all like have very interesting backgrounds, being black men in politics. And before we go into track number 2, I want y'all to do me a favor because I could not find any women on the local level of politics. So if y'all could just shout out one woman on local level that y'all respect, that y'all feel like people need to follow, or no.
So
Local
many. Tequila. My girl Tequila with Equity Alliance. Lindsay, working down at the State House. Oh, it's so many. Marissa down at the State House, working at our state capitol. Oh, they gonna cuss me out later because I'm missing a whole bunch of them. Maria, she's our health chair. Patricia Malone Smith, she's working with the Urban League and us. Oh, it's so many. It's so many. But yeah, I specifically like to surround myself with women because I don't really like dudes too much. Because I feel like women get the job done. It's specifically black women. So yeah, it's so many around here that I'm blessed with. They keep this ship running. I'm just over here, doing what they ask. But yeah, it's a lot of sisters around Nashville.
Hey, listen to black women. Now,
Hey,
Daron, I know
so
I know Stanford is a little tricky because
it's a little
it
tricky.
doesn't have what Nashville has. Nashville got
You're
TSU and all of that to give it a little Mecca vibe.
right. You're right.
So you might not have somebody in Stanford, but if there's somebody that
I have one. And it's Sheila McCormick, and she's part of the Global Women's Issue Task Force. So she's the chair for that. So I'll shout out her for sure. But there's not many of us here in Sanford, but she is one. And you're right. Listen to black women because she knows what she's talking about. For sure.
All right. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I personally don't know any women on the local level. So I wanted to make sure that we gave them a shout out and gave them a platform to let them know, hey, we love y'all, we respect y'all, and love to have you on the show. So getting into track 2, I'm gonna start with you this time, Daron. Who you got number 2?
Track 2, probably Curtis Mayfield, Pusher Man.
Okay.
That's
Now,
track 2.
what about Pusher Man?
Oh man. So that describes my history. My family just growing up in that kind of environment. But man, the groove of that song, man, it's nothing like when that song comes on, you can be anywhere, you know exactly what it is, man, and it feels like it transports you back to that time. So Curtis Mayfield, Pusha Man, anytime.
I agree. That's a classic. It make you want to, like, I guess Memphis Pimpin'. It make you want to.
So before you had clips, you had Curtis Mayfield, Pusha Man. That's all I gotta say.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
So we got some people in the comments. We got Mike Patton. He said, "Hey, Pusher Man is a classic," and then he quoted it. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that ninja
in the alley. Yes.
I'm your
what you want, what you need.
Man, I'm your Pusher Man.
So, Jonathan, who you got for your track number 2?
Hey, D hit me with the player. I'm gonna keep it player then. I gotta go. Let me see. I'm gonna go up north a little bit. I want to do Jay-Z, Party Life.
Oh, I love that song.
One.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, that
life.
one right there. That's when you getting dressed and you going out. I got a ball or a gala to go to. I got to spray on something expensive. I got to put on something. I need that cooler than a Pino, looking cooler than Pacino with the narrows put together. My real life is like casino. I need all of that going.
Yeah.
They don't even get the Casino live. You had to see Casino and understand that 3-hour movie to understand that line. That's Party Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in his bag at that one.
Yeah, I feel like Jay need to drop another album because he's starting to get the disrespect. Like, you know how you go a while and people forget.
Yeah, they think they can.
I feel like people starting to forget.
Who was it that said they were better than Nas? Hold up, it just happened.
Jim Jones.
If he don't sit his goofy self down,
he crazy,
bro. What?
Yeah, he getting old.
He getting Jim Jones song.
Yeah, I can't.
No,
he tried it.
He tried. In Harlem, he might be a hot shot, big time. But I only know 2 Jim Jones songs.
But more than me,
stay out of Harlem. I don't even know what they got going on.
Man,
I don't know what they got going on either. That's why I said he might be. Now, some people in Harlem might check in with us and be like, absolutely not here either. But I don't want to speak for their borough because I'm not there and I don't know what go on out there.
But he go too far of his borough, then he got to do a Jadakiss and the Locks, and so I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. So we're gonna move to track number 3. I'm gonna start with you this time, Jonathan. Who you got for track number 3?
Listen, you done made me pull up. I should have pre-did. I'm put on my Apple Music. I gotta look right quick. I went up north. I'm gonna go to Houston. I don't know y'all know Sauce Walker out of Houston. I dropped it. Real ghetto gospel.
I'm familiar with Sauce Walker, but that's one of those type of people, like, I hear the song and then it's like, oh yeah, I know that, but I don't have name recognition with his music, if that makes sense.
Listen.
But I just watched a dope documentary about him on I just watched a dope documentary about him on YouTube, so that's how I'm more familiar with him than his music.
I link
But
it
I'm
together.
definitely
He told Jay-Z no. He
Oh,
told Jay-Z
okay.
no.
Mm,
Yeah,
that mean he
mm.
really believe in
real
himself. It's a
deal.
couple people
I
that
mean,
told him no.
you believe in yourself.
So shout out South Walk out of H-Town, Ooey. Yeah,
Okay.
I dropped it.
And what is it about I dropped it that makes you feel like, okay, this needs to go in my changer? I only got 5 options. We gonna put some sauce in there.
Mm.
Cause he cold. He has a lyrical form that I can put it to like a little bit of pimp. Got a little Memphis sauce with him, but it's still Houston, so it's still wavy. It's still all that. It ain't nobody like him. And I like originality. I like artists that speak with something, that got energy. They don't have to, they rock a crowd by themselves. I like solo individuals that stand on 10 toes. He a real one. He take care of the community. And he told Jay-Z no. Like, no, I'm not signing no deal. I'm independent. And I'm gonna show you why. Because I'm that dude out of Houston, Sauce Walker. So I gotta lift up the sauce. Got to.
Okay.
I respect it.
All right.
Deron, who you got? Number 3.
This is a hard one. I got 3 for this one, right on top of my head. So you got Crime Mob, Nuck If You Buck. I think that's the next one. Just off pure energy. You play Nuck If You Buck anywhere, I promise you it'll change the whole atmosphere. So I think that's what I'm going with. Nuck If You Buck by Crime Mob.
Yeah. That's a ghetto gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you had to be there. And I guess that's how the old people feel when we start listening to their music. I feel like that about the kids now. Like, Nuck If You Buck is not Nuck If You Buck if you wasn't actually nucking and bucking in that moment. You got
and ready to fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's it. You got to be ready to fight because it was
and some stiletto pumps.
Yeah, it was the energy. It was the energy for sure. So Nuck If You Buck would be number 1. I have a few more, but yeah, Nuck If You Buck would be the one I go with.
Okay, so that's 3. We got 2 more slots left. We're gonna bounce back to you, Daron. Who you got in your 4th?
Ooh, fourth. How recent are we going?
You can go. This your ride. We in your car, so you pick whatever. You can go as far back. You can put on some Beethoven if you want to. That don't mean we're gonna stay in the car with you.
Worry about it. Because it's not even a track. It's a whole album. The newest Clips album. That's all that's going in there. All of it. That thing is straight fire.
Yeah. That definitely helped the hip hop revival that's going on. It was
why
much
I love
needed.
the album. And this is why I agree with you when you said you think Jay-Z should drop an album. Because I think it proves that lyrical content and delivery is not an age. Because it became a point where we thought hip-hop was just a young thing, right? You had to be a certain age and a certain style to do it. But, I mean, Clips has been out since forever. And for them to drop an album like this with an old school rollout, man, and still kill it, and then for Malice to come back out of nowhere and just do what he did, I think it would be great if Jay-Z dropped an album, because I think it would make those that still doubt what he had or what he did put some respect on his name, because he did a lot.
Yeah. And I think he got a lot to say right now. Like, I know he got a lot going on, so he might wait till some of that clean up and clear up before he really speak on it in his music. But I feel like he's somebody that waits for a lot to go on to have something to
he's
say.
Also a billionaire, so he probably got other things to do with his time and money.
That is very true.
So I mean, he got other things to deal with, but that would be it, man. Because I think he's still got a lot to say, and he's always had a great lyrical content and great lyrical delivery. Jay-Z was straight trap, but man, he can give you a story out of this world. So yeah, I'd go for that.
Gotcha. All right, Jonathan, we're gonna bounce back over to you. Who you got for your 4th spot?
All right, I'm going through my playlist. I'm going with Kendrick XXX.
Oh.
America, God bless you if it's good to you. America, please take my hand. I hope you understand.
Oh,
yeah.
You
Kendrick K. Lamar. I go back to Section 80.
K dot
Okay.
Section 80.
That's why.
Oh man.
I go back to Section 80.
Sir,
Matter of
rigor
fact, I go
mortis?
back to Overly Dedicated.
Man.
You know what I'm talking about? I go back to Overly
Yeah.
Dedicated. So
That
So you've been a
yeah.
Kendrick fan since the mixtape
Oh yeah.
blog days.
Jonathan,
He dead.
Man,
I
he
killed
dead. That rigor mortis, I killed him. What? That rigor mortis goes hard today. It goes
What's
hard.
that?
I'm like, y'all must have forgot.
Leave your body,
Hey.
your bastard, not coming, none of you bastard, yeah, crazy. Kendrick,
Yeah, yep.
Triple X.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, so we are down to the last spot.
Oh, I got it.
We in the car with the doctor and the president. So we really out here trapping with the doctor and the president.
I'm telling you,
Jonathan, you got your last one, or you need Daron to go first?
Oh,
I really dug for that one. Ron, you got yours, man. I'm scrolling.
I'll give you time. Childish Gambino,
okay.
This Is America. That solves it. This is America. So that song came out, what, 2020? 2021? Bro, that song is more relevant today than it was when it dropped. Are you kidding me? This is America.
So
it sums up America right now.
Yeah, it does.
This is America.
I don't know if you guys knew, but This Is America started out as a Drake diss.
I did know this because I watched him talk about it in one of his interviews. Yeah.
So Drake and Childish Gambino have been throwing shots back and forth in their music for a while now, which is funny because it's like the biggest nerd fight in rap battle. But Childish Gambino said that the song started as a diss towards Drake, which is where the "This Is America" came from. Like the hook was towards Drake, and then basically you in my country, which is crazy how hip hop has gone from like city corner beef to like coast to coast beef to like country to country beef is wild to me. But so
that's why though hip hop is culture. That's exactly why.
It is, but the way that it has evolved from B-boys on the block to international beefs is amazing. We're gonna kick it back over to you, Jonathan. Who you got that last?
This is tough.
Spot?
I gotta do Lil Wayne.
Which one though? Which
Lil Wayne? It's so many.
As long as it's not the last
next to T.I., Gucci Mane, and I think like two other people have the largest catalog of all time. And so it's very hard.
But his last album, he's got a great catalog, but that last album does not include in this great catalog.
Yeah, not the last one. Not the last one.
Not Lil Wayne.
I'm gonna go with Piano Trap.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Piano Trap just because it's on my playlist. Because there's so many to Wayne to go through. I could go to Squad. I could go to Carter 4. Front door, living room. I don't know. But let's put Wayne on there, Piano Trap. Man. Mona Lisa?
Shh. The storytelling in that song, man. For Wayne to do that without writing none of that down kills me. It kills me.
Forget what I said. Forget Piano Trap. I'm going to do Mona Lisa. That's him and Kendrick. Yeah. So I win there. I get both of my guys on that one. So I'm gonna do Lil Wayne, Kendrick. That's my 5. Yeah.
Man.
Mona Lisa.
All right. So y'all heard it here first.
I know a Mona Lisa.
This is what our political leaders are listening to on the way to the office as they fight on our behalf.
For sure.
You need it. You need that energy. Going into these fights, you need that energy.
That's that duality I was talking about. We have to have both to balance this thing out.
Yeah. So that's a good segue into getting a little deeper as we talk a little bit more about politics. And this episode is titled AUX Cord Politics because I want to talk about who's really holding the AUX cord on our culture. Is it the politicians? Is it the entertainers? Is it the activists? Is it, who's really holding the AUX cord? Just from y'all's perspective, who is holding the AUX cord? Who has the power to make that influence?
I'm gonna name it. I'll tell you why. So before, I want to preface it. Before the Super Bowl, I would have told you that maybe it was the activists because they were really loud and they were doing work, not just being loud. They were doing work. After the Super Bowl performance by Kendrick, I will say there was entertainers because you'll notice a switch, and I'll explain it to you. So when Kendrick does his thing with the Super Bowl, right, and it shifted something. It definitely shifted something for sure about how entertainers speak into cultural moments, because this is a cultural moment where we're at. The whole thing with the dancers, the whole thing with Samuel L. Jackson being Uncle Sam, like that's a whole statement. And then even today, when we just had this issue with Sydney Sweeney, she does this ad, right? But then Levi comes right behind her and they use Beyonce for their ad. So I would have to go and say that right now it's the artists that are speaking into these cultural moments. And it's not, I don't think it's been that way before, but I think today is definitely the artists because they represent not only their music, they represent a people, a culture, and they are representing our culture. And I think that they know that. And I also think that people with money, the advertisers know that. That's why they put them in these commercials and in these spots. So I would go with the artist, and I can go deeper with that. But right now, the artists are the ones that actually hold that.
Got you, Jonathan. Do you agree? Disagree? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Like it's in these times, it's a famine, it's a drought, it's a hardship time for people.
Yep.
And in these type of times, art is what speaks. Art is what carries. Is what transcends in the past. And we need not only the artists taking the reins, as he stated, we need artists to show the art, to document these times through music, through paintings, through dance, through these are the times for art and every artist to thrive. Like Jay-Z sitting home, I don't care you're a millionaire. Why are you not releasing music?
Say something.
The 444 was
bro.
I can imagine what 555 looks like. We need 666. No, not that one. We need 777 right now. But you see, like the art, it's time for the artists to speak and free expression. The Doechis, the Kendricks, it's time now to speak on these times because while we're fighting, we need movement music. We need movement music of the revolution. It got us in the past. It got us from slavery to the ships, to the plantations, to the fields, from the trees hanging, from the popping trees, from the voting booths, from the balcony with King up there looking on, to the Malcolm's podium, to Bill Clinton, we always have some type of music that enrich the culture. We need it now. So I completely agree.
Yeah, because it unites us, right? It unites us as a people. So even if Jonathan and I, we speak the same language, we're from the same culture, but if we spoke a different language, the music itself unites us in the same cause. And so the artists, they have a responsibility in moments where there is struggle, where there is power dynamic shifts, where they need to speak into those things. Because we support them, yes, but we do look to them because we're like, you have a platform that we don't have. So believe it or not, you do have a responsibility to the community that supports you. You do have a responsibility to the community that puts our money, our time behind you to speak on our behalf in these moments to your platform because your voice reaches way farther than our voice can reach. And so we do expect our artists, those that we've supported forever, to speak on our behalf, even if it is in their music, the way that the dance, the art. They don't have to directly say it, but we have to understand that in their art, it does come out.
It's interesting that y'all said that because I wrote a blog earlier that talked about like hip hop and artists and leadership. And I kind of led with the quote from Dave Chappelle when he was like, "Where's Ja Rule? Who cares what Ja Rule got to say?" So it's interesting to hear y'all as politicians say, not necessarily like we care what Ja Rule got to say, but at the same time saying like, yo, we kind of need Ja Rule to step up and say something because it helps our fight. And part of what I was digging into in that particular post was talking about how we want these people to be leaders sometime, but a lot of them are child stars when we think about it. Like even Diddy, he wasn't necessarily a child, but he was like 19 when he came into like $45 million. And in my mind, now that I'm a middle-aged woman, 19 is a child. And me at 19 with $45 million, ain't no telling.
Bad news.
Ain't no telling where I would be.
It's been a problem.
Yeah.
A major problem. And so it's like we give them this money, and then when you think of just that generation, they didn't necessarily have Black fathers in the home, or Black role models. So they get this money, they don't have any discipline or the structure, and then they get into an industry where the people that they have as role models are white men. They are the Trumps. They are these people. And if you're looking for, or even subconsciously looking for, a surrogate parent, it's easy to kind of connect with one of these men and maybe pick up on some of these bad habits and things that they do, because now it comes off as this is what you're supposed to do when you're rich. How we know any other difference if all the people you've ever been around have been poor and then you're thrusted into this? And so I think it's very important as an artist, or as a creative, I consider myself an artist and a creative, that healing, like some therapy needs to be had and all of these things if we want these leaders in entertainment these people in entertainment to be leaders, because if not, then they just kind of bring in their childhood traumas into that space with them.
So
completely agree.
Here's my thought. I don't want them to be leaders. I don't. I think we have competent leaders on the ground. But what I need them to do is to use their voice properly. I think that's where we start having the issue. So I know that growing up in the Black culture, there's been a lot of Black fathers that haven't been there in the past. Like right now, Black fathers are present and active, but in the past we've had that issue. And I understand that their role models might have been white men, but it was our dollars, it was our support, it was our voices that got them to that point. And I think it's not the issue that we want them to be leaders. I think we want them to understand and realize that we're the ones that got them there. We're the ones that played their songs. We're the ones that bought their merch. We're the ones that went to their concerts. We're the ones that streamed their music. So when it comes to a point where you see us hurting, I don't need you to come up and be a leader. All I really want you to do is acknowledge, hey, my people are hurting. The people that supported me are hurting. That's enough, because we have competent leaders on the ground that can take that. But I just need you to use your voice properly to speak to that issue. Even if you don't understand it, it will be okay if you fumble over your words. You don't have to say it perfectly. It just needs to be acknowledged that you see the people that supported you get to where you are, that they're struggling because of policies, because of voter rights, because of these things. You just need to speak to that, because your platform is broad and wide enough that if you just speak to it, other people will take notice. And then that's where we come in as leaders, and we need to have a game plan to take that part. Because I know for so long that we have looked to entertainers and movie stars and all these people to lead these charges, but I think that's the wrong approach. We don't need them to lead the charge. We just need them to lend their voice to the cause that we're trying to get to.
That makes sense. So let me ask you this, as a person who has been very, very close to power, close to the closest powers that you can possibly.
We can take this offline and I will explain to y'all exactly how close.
But as a person who has been very close to power, do you feel like that when these artists kind of get close to that power, it's more of like they kind of forget, or they get comfortable more so than like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's like, I don't have to do this. I'm sitting next to Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or whatever the man name is.
Power is intoxicating. It just is. And the closer you get to it, the harder it is to pull away. Not only because there's money there, right? But there's respect there. There's doors that will open for you automatically just because of who you know. There are things that can happen to you and for you that you don't even have to work for just because of the circles you're in. So the closer you get to power, the harder it is to pull away from. And I stumbled into power just because I didn't even know who I was around at the moment. It became clear and they brought me in. The only reason I was able to pull myself out was because I have family that I love dearly that were outside of that, where they were able to speak into that. But if you don't have anybody to speak to you or to help you in that, oh man, it's intoxicating. I don't know how you get out of it. I don't know how you get out of it at all.
That makes sense. So I kind of want to bridge that and talk about the social media influence of politics, because I'm not even going to say it seems, politics has gone very social media. And it's interesting because both of y'all have very quiet social medias pages.
There's a reason though. There's a reason.
So I'm gonna shift. And let's get into it. And I want to start with you, Jonathan. Like, why, if you can get into the reason. If not, I get it, because it is politics, and I know everything can't be everything. And I don't want y'all to have the feds over here at my door either.
Hey, listen, they already watching me.
Oh man,
I'm pretty sure they watching both of y'all.
I am cool because we got home. We got Homeland Security looking at our mayor. We have elected officials with pending felony charges for supporting immigrants. We have Elon building tunnels through the street. We have Elon building factories in Memphis and Mississippi, taking over Knoxville, building railroads, coming through. We have all the eyes on us at the current moment, and I just don't care no more. So I don't try to advertise. They're gonna look, they're not gonna see much. So I like to just give out the bare minimal. So if they want to pull up or say something, they're only getting like 2% of it. So it's not much to worry about. For one, they can't smear or manipulate an image or so, or there's no pictures with guns, there's no partying, there's no drinking. So the things that I've seen they've caught, or at least tried to bring down other black men or black leaders with, I was like, okay, lesson learned. I'm not doing none of that. So mine is going to be very basic. Somebody told me the other day, like, you look short. I'm like, I'm 6'1", but if that's what you got from social media, sure. I ain't never been short, but just little things like that. It's a bait and switch that they play with us in real life. So if you're gonna go to media, digital platform, an app to try to find our leaders and stuff, well, go ahead, take a look at this one. First of all, it's not my real name, and it's not my main email address. And then if you did find the account, it's still not enough information on there for you to do much with. So now you're back at ground zero, trying to figure out what's he doing, who is he talking to, what. You never know that. I'm not telling you who I'm working with. I'm not telling you what governor's office we. I'm not telling you what deal we. I'm not telling you what check we just signed. I'm not telling you what campaign we're funding. I'm not telling you who we about to get out of office. I'm not telling you what a body heard. But you're not gonna see that from my social media either. So it's social media. It's a balancing tool. Some people put too much in it, or put too much information on it. I just see it and be like, okay, y'all watch. They watching that. They looking for those folks. And mine is gonna be, it's not gonna be worth their lunch break to go through mine because ain't nothing on there. So yeah.
Okay, so let me ask a follow-up on that, because I feel like if the election was not influenced by Elon at all, it definitely was won in social spaces. Would y'all agree with that?
Yes, for sure.
So now, with that in mind, now personally, I'm a registered independent, so I did vote for Kamala, but I just like
number 2.
I like being able
3
to be
times.
neutral.
And we all should be at this point.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is a
yes.
public service announcement. Let's just make that very clear. We should not be on the Democratic ticket.
No.
We'll unpack that later, but I'm just gonna leave.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Oh, I
I was
love
gonna
that. I
say,
love that. Yes, sir.
we
Yes, sir. Let's get to
we gonna get to that a little bit
Okay.
deeper. I'm trying to start light and then get us down the rabbit hole.
I'll tell you it was just last year when I got my revelation to this theory. When Oprah Winfrey got up there at the convention and she said, "I'm a registered independent."
Yep.
I sat back and I was like, if this woman, the woman,
Yep.
it can come out here publicly and express this and then explain why, I was like, you know what? Okay, I see what's over here and I see what's over here. The object of us getting something done at this point, we got to try something different.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel proud. I feel like I have a political
Shout you out, hey.
achievement.
Shout you out, girl. Yes.
That's right.
I'm ahead of the political game.
Yeah.
I'm ahead of a whole lot of people.
So
Because I'm gonna have to pull some people across from this Democratic ship, and some of them still ain't gonna come. But it's yeah.
Because for too long,
don't do it to him. Do it to him, Doc.
This is a safe space.
It is. So for too long, the Democratic Party have automatically assumed they're getting the black vote to their detriment, right? To their detriment. So they haven't had to speak to our issues. They haven't had to speak to our problems. They haven't had to speak to our progress because they assumed automatically that they're getting the black vote. So yes, we should definitely, if you're black, 100% you should be independent because they use those numbers. If you're registered Democrat or Republican, they use those numbers in those pollings. So if they find out that you're independent, they fight harder for your vote. And I need you to fight harder for my vote because
Thanks.
we are in a position and a place where our voice has been diluted, and only it's been diluted because most of us have been either ingrained or taught that we need to vote Democrat. And I learned this from being on the right side. This is what I learned being on the right side. They know this, and so they use that to their advantage. We need to move to a place where we fight for our interests and what we need and what we want, but we can't do that if we are all registered Democrats, because polling shows and research shows that if you're a registered Democrat, no matter what that Democratic person says, you're going to vote Democrat. And I know we get on the right side because they do the same thing, but if you're a registered Democrat, you're going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So we have to make that shift.
So what I hear y'all saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, is we have our own MAGA-esque tendencies on the left, where right now it's easy for us to look at them and say, oh, y'all are in a cult because obviously they just burning everything down and it just looks crazy. But if the shoe were on the other foot, y'all feel like it would be the same response if it were a Democratic candidate and Democrat.
It would be close. I don't think they would be able to get away with as much because I mean, I need to see the Epstein files if we're being honest. Like that kind of stuff, that would never fly. I don't care who you are. But I think it would be close. I think they'd be able to pass some laws and some things that we don't all agree with, but since they're a Democratic person, we'd be like, we can go with it. So we have those tendencies. I do think we have a line as Democrats. There's a line. Like we don't care who's in the Epstein files, Bill Clinton or whoever. We want to see those files because we have a responsibility. On the other side, I don't think morally they have a responsibility. They're committed to a person, not to an idea. We're committed to an idea, not a person. So I think that's where the difference lies.
Okay, we got a message in a chat, and it's not phrased as a question. It's phrased as a statement, but I'm going to turn it into a question. So it says, I like being independent, but was considering registering Republican just so I can choose who I want in their primary. I live in a state with a close primary, so only those in a party can vote. What do y'all think about that? Does that help? Does it hurt?
So here's my thought. Jonathan, who is way smarter than me, and he might be able to speak more to. But here's my thought. I don't think it matters if you're registered Republican or Democrat in that sense, because you can vote either way. So I think if you're trying to make that kind of change, it's who you're bringing with you to do that kind of change,
Well,
right?
she's saying in the primary. So because she's independent, she can't vote in the primary at all.
No, I get that. So, but she is her by herself or him by whoever's talking by themselves. It's not going to do much. It's who you're bringing with you to help make that change. So if you do want to influence who that is or who that person is, it's who you're bringing with you to that. So if you want to switch to Democratic or Republican to vote, that's fine, but that's only one vote. Who are you bringing with you to help you influence that change? Because you got to bring a whole lot of more people with you to influence that change besides one vote. One vote matters, but in order for one vote to shift, you got to bring people with you.
Got you.
I'll add in that, say, bringing in somebody with you, a coalition, a nonprofit, a grassroots organization, something that mobilizes and shows numbers going that way. Because that's a big shift from a Democratic or independent then going Republican just to get the primary, because it sounds like you're working on some strategy, which is good. You're working on a strategy. Well, if the GOP going to put in this person, we at least can primary him and get a moderate conservative maybe or so. So I see the theory in that, but to the point, probably need some more than just you need. What they say, we don't believe you. We need more people. So I would say you probably need to have a clique, nonprofit, your local NAACP, plug them, or urban league or any type of voting registration group to mobilize, and all of y'all do that for us. And even if that force is just 20, that 20 is it can multiply. People will see that influence. That 20 will be 40. Now 40 can be a couple of thousand. And then when that primary comes and y'all get that guy through, now he or she is going to the actual general election. You have possibly a Republican candidate that you had some influence in getting. So I see that the common strategy there.
Here's what I also appreciate about that comment. So for so long, we've always, and I think this is what's been hard about being somebody on the ground. People globally in the States, they focus on the presidential election. That's an important election for sure. But what's more important are those primaries. Like people who's running your state, people who are running those are those are way more important than who's president. Way more important than who's local is way more important than who's president, because local is going to affect me more than who the president is. My local officials can protect me from what's going on with the president, but if I don't have the right local people, then I'm going to struggle, like what Texas is doing right now. But I'm not even going there, but it's because they don't have the right local people. So we can focus on the big picture president, which we should, but way more important than the president who's in and out every 4 years is who's my local representative? Who can I talk to? Who can I go visit? Who can I knock on their door? Like those are the people that I need to know and who I need, because I can influence them. Like in a real way, I can influence them. Mm-hmm. I can't influence the president as much as I want, but locally, you got hella influence.
So, but
I would like to tell them from a super majority state that is true.
So I'm gonna circle. No, y'all are killing it. I'm just gonna circle back to the social media question, because I still think that ties in. Like the information is not, at least for us, it's not necessarily getting out there, and the people that I feel like are Black correspondents politically, they're kind of hitting that same Democratic drum, and it's like, okay, y'all want me to be angry, and quite frankly, I don't have the energy to be angry at these people no more. They are who they are, and that's fine. Let them be who they like. Racist people don't even bother me no more. Like if that's who you choose to be, and you want to die with that hate in your heart,
it don't bother you at all. If you grew up in the South, Tennessee, Alabama,
well, and I would say at some point, I would get a little bit of Angela Davis. Like, oh, nah. But after a while, it's like, wait a minute. They really they don't care. Why do I care? Like, if you want to go start your own little whites only town, please do. Like, we welcome you.
Yes. Do you know how much easier it would be to be like, oh, I just got to stay from the white towns only because everybody else want to mess with me? Bro, I'm good.
Exactly.
Please go.
But I
Do you
think
know how nasty that food is?
Bro, the food, the non-bathing, the
Ooh.
dancing, the
You
music.
know what? You know that town ain't got no washcloths.
They ain't got no soap, man. They bathing in the water. We
Ain't
swimming
no
when
soap.
we take a bath.
Ain't no salt and pepper.
Bro,
Ain't no salt and pepper.
bro, how you?
Yeah, so it's like, but even with that, their stuff is getting out there. So politically, like I said, Trump ran a campaign on social media. He went to Joe Rogan. He went to
I'm so glad you brought it up.
now I can't think, the Andrew Schultz.
Uh-huh.
They went on these different platforms and they had these conversations, and you can see the White House taking advantage of the viral moments now. And it's almost, in my opinion, like the Democrats are kind of the new conservatives, because it's like, okay, we don't like, I got to put on my suit and tie and I got to do it the old political way, where the MAGA at least is like, nah, we finna get out here and it's marketing. Like, we gonna turn it into a reality show and all of that. So do y'all think that's hurting or helping, or is it just a bunch of loud voices in the echo chamber?
So I think there's a couple of things here. One, so the Republicans back from the early 1900s up until like 1995, 1996 had to do nothing but fight, like, because they could not get into those places, so they're used to fighting, right? And so the Democrats have always literally had a space. They're not really used to fighting. They're used to playing by the rules because they know at some point they're going to take their role. It's different now, and what is different about it is that the Democrats have to learn how to fight. So this is new. This is a new space for them. The fighting space is a new space for them in that area. So they got to learn how to fight. So there's that point. Number two, when Trump and the Republicans, they started going to these media outlets or the social media people like Joe Rogan, and they endorsed them. That was like a double-edged sword, right? So they endorsed him, but right now they are losing ground with these people, and the reason they're losing ground is because in these kind of spaces, your word is your reputation, right? And so they're holding, and this Epstein thing is was taking it. So if you go to Joe Rogan right now, he is highly pissed because they're protecting and they're doing all these kind of things with this file. If you go to Andrew Schultz, he just had Pete Buttigieg on there because they are upset because they feel like they've been lied to. So the issue with social media and with influencers, it's a double-edged sword, because if you are an influencer, you have all these people that are trusting your word and your voice, and then they see something opposite. You have two choices. You can go along with it and lose your followers, or you can speak up and fight against it. And the reason they have to speak up is because in order for me to continue to listen to you as an influencer, I have to be able to believe your word, right? I got to be able to believe that you said that I'm supporting him because he's going to release the Epstein files because we know what's in it. He's not releasing those Epstein files. And so Joe Rogan is one. You go listen to him right now. He is upset because he's not doing what he said. So he owes his followers a response. And so his response is, we shouldn't fall for what he's saying because he's not doing what he said he would do. So it's a double-edged sword. You cannot go in front of an influencer's audience and not do what you say you're going to do. And this is a warning for Democrats as well. If you're going to speak it out loud that I'm going to do this for you, you have to make sure that you follow through with it. And the issue is, on the Republican side, they've not followed through with whatever they said. And so it's causing them a lot of hell right now. So if we get into these spaces, we have to be sure that we have a plan, number one, or number two, that we follow through with what we say that we're going to do, because social media influencers, and I think the generation and the culture right now, we need to see what you say you're going to do. We've grown up on entertainment. We've seen movies. We've grown up on podcasts. We've seen the start of the internet. Like we know stories. We need to see truth. We need to see authenticity. This is why real hip hop is coming back, because we need to see authenticity in what you say in your words. We just don't want to show. We need to actually see that lived out. And so I think that's where we're at.
Jonathan, you want to unpack that some more? Or you feel like mic drop?
That was a mic drop. I really ain't got nothing. And that was yeah. We really need to see authentic. everything from performances to it needs to be real. Even if you performing, it needs to be real. I don't need you doing nobody else's show. I need you to do your own choreography. I need you to have your own speeches. I need you to have your own agendas, your own platforms, your own missions. If you say you ain't on them files, then show it. Why you not showing it? That's
don't
not
redact
real.
it.
You got to
show
do
it.
Don't.
Show it.
No. So it's all of that has to be. It has to be clear if you want these votes. If you want people to come and support you. If you want something to change. In Tennessee here we have people think we don't have get people to vote. Get them registered. Oh, we have people registered. We have thousands of people registered. The problem is they don't have people to believe in. They don't have people to go to the polls and actually support because they are not authentic, because they are fugazi. They are capped. They are green. They are not real. These individuals are running around here in blue ties and red ties and lying for decades. And now people are like, hold on, this don't even make no sense. And y'all ain't making no sense either. So where the real ones at? You know, like I think Slim Shady, what a real Slim Shady, please. What a real Slim Shady, elected official.
What a
real person to care for the people, stand up, and that's what people looking for, and that's what they voting. So yeah.
So do you guys think that politicians can go back to the old way, or do y'all think social media? If you're running for office, you have to play the social media game.
Yes. You have to get in front of people. It's no doubt. You can no longer hide behind a camera and televise performances. You have to get in front of people and be your honest, authentic self. Because we don't want a perfect person. Nobody cares about that anymore. Well, I don't need you to be perfect. I don't need you to be Superman or Superwoman. What I need you to be is a real, honest person. That's all I need. Tell me you messed up. I'm cool with that. But don't sit here and lie to my face. Tell me you didn't do it. Just tell me you messed up. I can deal with that more than I can deal with somebody that said they never happened.
Gotcha.
We can take someone's fallacies or someone's errors or faults, and that's what being Christ-like is forgiving people and having a remorse and empathy for people when people mess up. So just tell me you messed up. We can figure that out. But when you come up here, oh, I didn't do nothing. I wasn't on the plane. I don't even know where the island is at. I don't do none of such things. Oh, now I gotta put you in one of these.
Yes, because they show his house and you got pictures with him smiling with him and get out of here.
I seen you.
Literally, bro. We got you in a photo.
Look, is Jeffrey?
We got you in a
is
photo.
Jeffrey? Is Maxwell a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and you? What?
Bro, don't mind me.
Y'all remember back in the day in the old Madea movies when they were still like good? When Madea would be like, "You can see me." When she would hide behind something and be like, "You can see me."
Yes.
Trump over there. Y'all saw that video? Yes, we saw it. Yes. The whole party.
And that's the thing, though. So I think that politicians I think number one is because they've been there too long. We need term limits. That's a whole nother thing. They've been there way too long. So they don't keep up with the culture. They don't keep up with the culture. They don't. I can tell you that by the way they vote, by the way they say some things, by the way they hold their C-SPAN meetings. Like, bro, you don't get it. Like, you just don't. We have to get to the point
no
where
one 70 and above should be leading this country.
Bro, no, never. Bro, you
I agree. If retirement age is 65, then you shouldn't be
exactly.
At 65, you got to retire.
Whatever the retirement age is, you need to retire. It should be something you should vote for. It should be in the books. It should be in the law. You can't be president at 65. Like, literally, that should be it. Because, bro, you got dementia issues, you got vein issues, you got heart failure issues, bro. Like, at a certain point, I can't trust you to lead us. And it's not even an ageist thing. It's that you can only see past a certain point. You're way too old to see into the future. Right now, you are thinking about nostalgia, make America great again. You're too busy to think about what used to be, make America great again. So you're looking towards the future, but you're viewing the past. I don't need that anymore. I need someone that's young enough and that can like, hey, this is what's possible. This is how we can see. This is how we can lead the future. We need you to do that. Nobody cares about making America great again. It wasn't great back then. It would never be great like that. It wasn't. It's just that right now we didn't have the information what we have now that they have then. We didn't. It was not possible. We need somebody that's able to look towards the future to make America great, not towards the past, because the past was never great for America.
So with that, I'm gonna ask y'all one more question before we get ready to wrap it up, because I want to honor y'all time. I know y'all probably go with it all day, but y'all started talking about
all day.
I'll have y'all back on there because I feel like this is the gift that keeps on giving, and we just 6 months into this.
Man, we ain't got started. We ain't got started. Yeah, we ain't
not yet.
Yeah, so and I want to take it slow for the people, because that's one of the things. It's like political conversations can be intimidating, and a lot of times, like you said, we see the blue tie or the red tie, but we don't necessarily see ourselves, even if it's a Black person, because they're always so buttoned up. And it's like, okay, but I need to know that you really was tipping on fofos. I really need to know that, ain't nothing but a gangster party. Like, I need to know that you identify with those things, because culturally they are relevant to me. And so my last question is, like, what does real unity look like across the generations? Because I think for us, it's like, we the new adults, as crazy as it sounds, because we heard knucking and bucking and tipping on fofos.
Yes, it's wild. It's wild.
But it's like,
I think it looks like oh, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, if they really want us to rise to the occasion, like they say so much, like, y'all just lazy, y'all don't want to, and it's like, but you kind of got to get out the way and let us do, and let us mess up. Y'all mess up all the time and have been messing up for at least for 400 years of the slavery. Like, it's a lot of messing up that has been going on. I don't think we can get any worse, and I know we can't do no worse than what we got now. But yeah, so that's all I was gonna say. But so, how do y'all think we start to build unity in that to get that trust on both sides?
President, you want to take that one?
Listen, my organization, the average membership is 65. So this is my everyday fight. Matter of fact, we had a local coon that went to our national convention and last couple weeks ago in Charlotte, and won an award for keeping the flame. An award called Keeping the Flame.
No.
You supposed to pass it.
Yeah, pass the flame. Don't keep it. Pass the flame.
You see how that's a problem? We in 2025, as of July 12th at our convention, this man won. They gave him an award for keeping the flame.
Why
it's a struggle? That? I don't know, but it's a struggle, and that I believe that millennials will have to save this country, because the latchkey kids of the Gen X, they were told to stay home, lock the door, don't open it, don't come out. There ain't no internet. You just gonna sit there and watch PBS, and that's it. So I don't think they have it to be that bridge between the boomers and us. I think it's literally going to have to be us, and we have to show improve. They, like I said, the people that are holding that flame, they don't want to pass it for obvious reasons. They don't want to be irrelevant. They still want to be of service and things of that. They don't want to retire just yet. They're living longer. So what you going to do if I can't piss off younger folks? But we have to be able to show them that we can manage that flame, build that flame, pass it on to others. And certain of us are, but I believe it's really going to have to be millennials that take that flame, literally take it. We'll have support from our Gen X's. We'll have all the motivation from our Gen Z's. They really don't care unless it's done righteous. They don't care unless it's pure, but back to the authentic nature of it. So we'll have their support, but I don't believe there's much bridging right now, because that generation, that greatest generation where things were great again, that generation mindset is really harboring the torch of progress, and they think it's okay. And we have to respectfully take that from them at this time. Our Gen X people are going to clench their pearls and, oh, you said that to grandmama? Yes, grandma.
100%.
You need to pass me that torch, because we have to save this country.
I agree.
So I don't have a solution of a unity there, but we just gonna have to make it happen.
So we're gonna have to take it. Is what I hear you saying.
We're gonna have to take. I'm not gonna hurt grandma when I pull it, granddad when I pull it from him. But I'm gonna take it though. I'm gonna have to take it to do what's best for our future and y'all's too, because y'all not about to have Social Security. Y'all, them checks is cut too. I'm not on Medicaid.
I'm all about taking. I'm all about taking it. I will snatch. I will snatch. And I will also harbor you being upset at me taking it in the beginning, because I know that you don't understand why I'm taking it. I get that. I know that you don't think I'm ready. Okay, I get that. But do you understand the work and the energy that I put into where I'm at? No, I got it. I got this. I can carry your dreams and your disappointments while moving forward, because the reason that you're still holding on to that torch is because you have dreams that you could not reach. You do. That's why you still hold on to the torch, because you still have dreams that you cannot reach. And so I think the way to build that bridge is your dream does not die when you hand me that torch. Your dream doesn't die when you hand me that torch. But what happens is that torch gets brighter when I pick it up, because I have the energy and the stamina to carry what you wanted further. And I think we've got to this point where we try to segment and separate like our generation and our people, when we don't come from that. We come from a generation where we honored the older, we honored that wisdom, and we're thrown into a culture that does not honor that, right? The popular or the more important culture, I don't even want to say important, the bigger culture, I would say, don't honor their older. They put them in nursing homes. That's why this is a big booming business. They don't take care of them. They don't honor them. We're not the same way. And I think in the way to honor or to build that bridge is to help them understand or to educate them is that I'm not taking this from you in order to snuff it out or in order for it to die. I'm taking this from you, number one, because you're tired. You've done all you can do. Let me have this torch so I can carry it further, so I can get it as far as I can get it. And then whenever I'm done, whenever I'm tired, the next generation can carry our dreams and keep going. I think that's where it gets to. They need to understand that their dreams don't die, because I understand that when you're older, you're in your 60s, your 70s, you don't have much time. You're old. It's hard to move. You're thinking that if I hand this torch off, everything I worked for, all of my dreams, all of my desires, they're going to die when I hand them off, because they don't understand what I went through and what I worked for. But they also need to understand that we worked really hard for where we are. We struggled for where we are. It doesn't look the same for sure, but your dream will not die when you hand it to me. I can make your dream a possibility if you release what's in your hands. So that's what I think.
Yeah. I love that, Daron. It makes me think of, I'm not sure if the lady was a psychologist or maybe just like a life coach, but I was watching a YouTube video and the girl was talking about a dynamic that she had with her mother and trying to get her mother to understand certain things. And I like the analogy that the lady used, because she said, she asked the girl, she was like, what year was your mother born? And she was like, 1957. She was like, okay, imagine your mother is a 1957 car. And what year were you born? And she was like, 1995. She was like, okay, so you in 1995. You got power windows. You can go 0 to 60 in 2 minutes and all of this stuff. But you have these expectations that this 1957 is going to get up and go like your 1995. And when we think about it, even a 2005 or a 2015, they're going to move even faster than we are. And the problem is, they still don't want to give the 95 the key. We still putting along in the 57 when it's like, all right, grandma, like it. What do you say on Blue Streak? Sometimes you got to feed in the little speed to your ride. Like, we can get up and go if you let us get up and go. And so I do agree with you where it's like, no, you worked really hard, so you could become Dr. Daron George. So you could become the president of the NAACP.
Yes, he did.
Those sacrifices were made so y'all can get to this place, and now they have to trust that y'all have the ability to lead across the finish line.
Yes.
So as we wrap up, I'm trying to think how I want to do it. Yeah. What is, because I have two things, but I'm going to stay on the politics first.
Okay.
How can we better support you guys? Are you running for an office? What is it that you need from the community to help with the fight? Because we don't know. And I think that's why people don't do anything. And I say all the time when people say, we should be, okay, take us there. You got the idea, then lead us there. Somebody was like, we could just have a revolution and a revolt. Okay, black man, go first.
Lead
Get
us.
your
Yeah.
gun and go first. I want
Lead
you to
us.
be on the, don't tell me we gonna go do it. Go do it and lead. You want to be the leader? Go lead. I ain't saying that's the way, but I'm not going on the front line for that just because you had a social media idea on that was the way. So how can we support what y'all have going on?
Yeah. Shoot,
Jonathan.
you got it, D. Go ahead.
No, bro. This is all you because we want to know how to support you.
Man, well, I'm not running for. I want to mobilize the people. I want people to come out and their local elections. One thing Trump did, and I don't know. I'm not going to give him credit, but I'm just going to point out what transpired. The power is in the states. The power is now the federal level.
Yes,
it's in the states. So this works in our favor. If we collectivize our cities, our states, our counties, we can take back our state. I'm in Tennessee. We can do our state. Now, Trump, he too foolish to understand what he just did. Bro. He too foolish to understand that.
Got it.
So I want us to understand that this is a fierce. This is from our national convention. This is our slogan this year: a fierce urgency of now. Dr. King said it one piece of his speech. This is a fierce urgency of now. I got it from my national convention. How did you get this? I took it because I'm from North Nashville. All right. Nonetheless, it's a fierce urgency of now. It is an urgency that we need to mobilize, and we can take back our cities, our local municipalities, our councils, our districts, our school boards. We can educate our own children.
Preach.
Malcolm told us not to let the oppressor teach our children, but we let that happen. Preach. Now we have the capability. It's not just Claire Huxtable and one other people teaching the kids. We have teachers, educators, doctors on Zooms with us. We can educate our own kids, our own future.
Teach it.
And then last but not least, I wore this shirt. P. Newton said, "Power is the ability to define phenomena, make it act in a desired manner." That's what we're supposed to do.
I'm going to have you repeat that just because you got a little fuzzy. Repeat that. You got a little fuzzy. That means the devil was busy.
Yeah, because listen, Huey P. Newton said, "Power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner." We are defining phenomena right now. We're going to make this system work in a desired manner. And we're going to do it so by voting. We're going to do collectivizing, taking back our cities, our states. That's what I need folks to do. And that's the call. Yeah.
So would you say you need support, like marketing support, to get the message out there to our generation? Is that an accurate statement?
I would say they need to see that there are people like us. There are millennials out here that are doing it. So come do it now. I ain't gonna tell you go with the Gen X's. I'm not gonna tell you to go and hop on with grandmama now. I'm not gonna say get your kids out 20, 21 in them. We need to lead the young one. We need to lead the Gen Zs in them. But us, you see a millennial out here doing it right now, you need to jump on board and take back your town, your city, because it can be done. These elections are done with 2,000 people. These races are being run with 5,000. 5,000. It's more than 5,000 at a Gucci Mane concert. The urgency is now. We need to take this back. We need to be mobilizing around everybody between 25 and 45. It's time, and we're going to be the ones that save this country. So, yeah.
Bro. All right. Daron, what about you? What in good old Sanford, Florida? How can we support what you have going on there?
So, man, Dr. Jonathan just took it away. It's local. It's local.
I'm gonna hold my sign up. That's all.
Might as well. No, you got to. We need to understand. So we have been taught and I think that's intentional. We've been taught the importance of a national election, but they purposely left out the extreme importance of the local election because your power is in your state. Okay, it's not the president can spout off and say whatever he wants to say. Your power is in your state. That's the beauty of the United States of America. So, if we understand our history and all that, the reason that they give us power for the states is because they understand that your power lies in your state. So, who is your state representative? Who is speaking for you on your behalf? Like all these laws that pass in Congress and the Senate, it starts at the state. And so I'll give you a perfect example right now. So Republicans right now will not host town halls in the places that they represent. Why? Because they know that they misrepresented to their people what they said that they were going to do at that level. So now they got to answer for it. And so now they're fighting for extra seats, which leads us to the Texas issue. They're fighting for extra seats because they know they're going to lose in the primaries because they promised something to their people that they cannot deliver, right? And that all starts at your state level. This is why they don't hold town halls right now, because they got to answer for what they said they were going to do to their constituents and they do not do. You hold immense power as an individual in your state. Local is the most important. Secondary is the president. But they've taught us that the most important is the president because that's how they hold the power. But the most important is your state. So even here in Sanford, if you want change, start locally. I don't want to hear about what's going on in Washington. What's going on in my state? Tell me what's going on in my state and we can change that. If you want change, no matter where you are, if you want change, start in your state. Mobilize in your state. Work with your local representatives in your state. Find an NAACP. Find some people that represent and want to do what you want to do in your state. We'll get to the president later. Man, forget him. He's not even an issue. The issue is that he influences the people that represent my state. I got to get to the people that represent my state. And so I think I would encourage anyone and everyone that wants change, anyone that wants to make a difference, anyone that wants to serve, anyone that wants to work, get local, get mobilized, and get connected. That's all I would say. That's it. Because that's where the change happens. Change happens locally. It's reverberated back there, but it happens locally. Because I guarantee you that if I live in Florida, I live in a super red state. If we all got local and it flipped blue, we would be a completely different state. Even if the president was Trump, we would have a completely different state because it doesn't matter about him. It matters locally. And Trump knew that. That's why he's doing what he's doing in Texas. He knows that. He knows that I have to control the state in order to control the power. States control the power, not the president. States control the power. And they give that power to the president. So we need to understand that we need to mobilize locally in order to control that power.
I don't think he's smart enough to know that. I think somebody on his team smart enough to know that. But that's
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. No,
I don't think he came up with that one on his own. Respectfully,
Steve Miller's probably the person. Steve Miller's probably the person that was like, "Hey, we need to do that." But you're right. You're right. But that's what it is. It's local.
Okay.
The fact that we're over thousands of miles away and we done said the same thing.
Yeah,
that is
because we know it.
That is it. That is it.
Yeah.
It is local. That's how you defeat Trump. That's how you defeat super majority. We're both in super majority states.
Yes,
thousands
100%.
of miles apart. And we
I have
just told you how we going.
I look at Alcatraz over here, which is stupid, but
we got Core Civic right here.
But that's nuts.
Core Civic is 45 minutes away from me right now.
That's wild.
Core Civic, Geo Group, they all going inside to privatize and put more alligator prisons across the country. I'm right here with it.
Local.
This is
Local
literally
can
how
take
we
care of that.
overcome this. Local.
Local can take care of that. Always
All right.
local.
I hear it. We got to get local. I'm gonna unpack something with y'all off air because it's off air conversation. But I just want to make sure like that we all supporting each other because I hear what y'all said. I'm a woman who works in entertainment, which is a male dominant field. So I see the ego clashes with men.
You work with
sometimes.
Diddy's everybody. I'm so sorry. I don't know how y'all been having that.
I've never worked with Diddy.
I didn't say Diddy. I said Diddy types, like Diddy's.
Oh, I was never at a Diddy party.
I ain't even gonna lie. I wanted to go to the party, but when they started doing all that wild stuff, I would have done left in. I would have had to leave.
Oh, bro. I got morals. At some point, I gotta go.
I gotta go. It got a little wild.
Sorry, he's so sorry. I'm out.
I can honestly say I haven't dealt with too many sketchy men in the industry, but I throw in an extra little tomboy for that reason because we're gonna be in here fighting, buddy, and I need you to feel like it's gonna be a hard fight in the studio.
I will fight you.
I might shoot you, fight you. I need you to be scared on what I might do.
Like you're not keeping me here. I'm leaving.
Exactly. One of us leaving, either you in the body bag or me out the door in one piece.
I done already called the Uber. I was on the way out.
I was already on the way out.
Exactly. But I say that to say I do see sometimes the ego clashes with men, and all of y'all say the same thing. I'd rather just work with women, and I think there's an element there too. But I also think there's a way that the men have to unite as a woman. Like if y'all want us to follow y'all, it's like we got to see y'all getting along.
I would tell you
if it's giving Stephen A. Smith and ESPN and a bunch of bickering, like
I would say it's not all of them. It's performative. I like me and D, and I can take about 3 of us, but I don't need 10 of us. You know, like I need 10 women, but maybe like 3 guys. So it ain't like it's not really beef. I need more like-minded guys, and the people that maybe differ, let them be women because it just brings a different dynamic. But when men differ, it can get very piss contesty sometimes. So
ego, and it don't be about nothing. It just be even on ESPN hollering, and it's like
was here.
Really, we don't need all that. But so I will say that. But that's why I said I got some stuff I want to take offline with y'all. But to wrap up, because I know we over time, and I want to be respectful of your time. We got to end with some parking lot pimping.
I got it.
It's the let out.
I got you.
It's the let out. The year is whatever year you want it to be. You can time travel back to the 80s. You can do now. It could be the 2000s. You in the parking lot.
I got you.
The windows down. It's the let out. People everywhere. What are you playing to let people know, hey, I'm outside.
I was here.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, you saying? I thought you were saying the song "I Was Here," but you saying, what is the song that says?
I know what person. I'm just trying to find the song.
Go ahead, Daron. What's your "I Was Here" song?
Michael Montana, MYKKO Montana featuring K Camp. Do it. Y'all know the song?
Girl, I love
the way you do it. Oh, bro, man. Oh, yeah. You know it. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey, you got to listen to Metro Boomin new album because that whole album is
twice. I gotta hear it.
It's all that's the sound. Is a bunch of Roscoe Dash. He got Young Dro on there. He has
he got
Walker on there.
On a couple of them. I love that.
Yeah.
Got Flocko
that was it.
On there.
I will be live.
I'm coming out. I'm probably going. It's so many. Hold on, I'm gonna go to his. I made a whole playlist for this young brother.
I'll let you get because I got sick of it. So it depends. It depends on how I leave the club. So if I leave the club feeling good, let's do it, bro. If I am, if I'm on cloud 9, it's probably T-Pain up down. Probably T-Pain up down. We going up, down. Oh yeah, bro. It's T-Pain up down. All day. Oh yeah, man.
I'm with that.
With
the bartender.
Oh yeah. Oh man, any T-Pain, man. That Revolver album, bro. Any T-Pain.
Now see,
I'm
then when
going
I'm
out.
going to what's that one that Say It by T-Pain? That
Oh,
listen,
bro,
I'm going home then.
bro,
I'm
bro. So
going
yeah, that.
home. But now, okay, so I'm in the parking lot. I'm putting on Future. I'm
Oh,
riding out.
oh,
I'm riding out to that. It's so many. I'm
oh.
going to that Massage Me. I need that. I'm on one. I'm that ninja. I'm going with that $1 million play. I'm going with the riding strikers. I got a whole
So
Future
you one
playlist.
of them, you
Start
hardcore
riding
parking lot
out.
pimp. You
No,
you
bro.
you post up in the parking
Listen, I'm
lot and
coming out Future. Yeah.
Let
you
me tell you.
post up in a parking lot and you let a couple of songs ride to let people know
Oh
you was
man.
here. You don't just cut one on and then leave. You got a couple of them that you
Oh,
kind of.
there's a couple. There's a couple.
I'm gonna let that Wicked. I'm gonna let that Wicked, that Mask Off play on in the parking lot. Yeah.
No, I got. Bro, so
Yeah.
this new right here, Offset with
Oh, that's
JID, Bodies, bro. That play all day. That will play all
yeah,
day.
that's a
Who?
good one.
Offset and who?
Offset and
Offset,
Jid.
JID, Jid, right here,
I ain't listened to that one. I
bro.
saw
It's
it. I ain't
it's
That
listened to it.
it's
body,
it's a good one. They sampled "Let the Bodies Hit the
hit
Floor."
the floor.
Let the
Let the
bodies hit the.
and
Really?
bro,
They
Well,
did
Offset,
guess
their
what I'm about to
thing.
play when we get done.
Offset is in his bag, bro. I've not heard an Offset like this, bro. If
Yeah,
if
that's
if
his first
him
best
getting
song.
away from Cardi is what did this, bro, he should
Of
did this
course it
sooner.
is.
No,
Of
he
course it
should have
is.
did
That was a
he should
setback.
have did this sooner because this is his
Yes.
music. I'm like,
Yeah,
what Offset? What are we doing here?
yeah. I had to post on
That's what
Facebook.
I'm listening to.
I posted on Facebook. I know we supposed to be mad at Offset, but bodies
No,
go hard.
bro, it goes
Hey,
super hard right
it
now,
goes super
super
hard.
hard.
So,
Say
but
less. That's I'm about to add it to the
yeah.
playlist. Yeah.
So once again, I want to thank you guys for hopping on, having this
Oh, thank you.
conversation, getting the ball rolling in politics. And I don't say in a different way because I'm sure people are having these conversations out there. I look at a lot of like political videos on YouTube. One, I don't see many black faces. And the ones I do see, they still kind of like in the angry, like, we gotta fight.
Right here.
And
But I was there. I was that face, that voice.
And I, like I said, I don't necessarily want to fight no more. I want to figure out how we can build our own
Yep.
in the process. And I feel like this is the best time to do it because what Trump is doing is he's pulling a lot of stuff down and he's toppling a lot of stuff. So it's
And
gonna have to be rebuilt anyways.
I'm
So
gonna
let's
hate
not wait 4 years to rebuild it. Let's just start building now because we know it's coming.
I hate to say this. I do. Well, I need to say it, but I hate to say this. I am thankful for what Trump's doing to the current government. And the reason I say that is because we as black people have screamed so long about these injustices and these all these things. And it's on public full display right now. All of it is the racism, the misogyny, the treatment of women, the treatment of the poor, the
History.
the DEI, like it's all on display right now. Like literally, we can point back to all this. So they got rid of DEI and they come to find out like, oh, it's not them that's unqualified. We unqualified. Let's get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
So then they get rid of women because women are too empathetic. So then they got rid of all these things, but it's on public display. So they can no longer deny what they tried to deny for so long. So as much as I can't stand what he stands for, as much as I can't stand for what his policies are, for as much as I can't stand what he's done, I am. And if I catch flack for it, y'all can email me. I'll give you my email. But I am thankful for what he has exposed to become to light. I love that. As much as
I
I
say
can't stand what he does, what he's bringing it to
he
light.
not even smart enough. He's not even
No, he's
smart
not.
enough to know what
He's
he
not.
just did.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
He's brought it all
And
to light.
now
His
everything
own.
we've been wanting is right at our doorsteps now.
Yes, thank Jonathan. Yes, thank you. That's it. That's
Telling
it.
you,
Everything
man.
we've been asking for, we've been praying for, we've been marching for, we've been voting for, is literally right here.
I feel like that's a perfect place to leave it off. Leave it at. So again, thank y'all for coming through. I'm gonna have to have y'all back on there on there, like it's not my podcast. I'm gonna have to have y'all back so we can continue to unpack these things on a deeper level. Like I said, we just 6 months in. So if we start these conversations now, in 4 years, we should be a lot further down the road.
By Uncle
This
Nearest.
by Uncle Nearest, Shop Black.
There it is. Yes,
Dead.
sir.
What are you talking about? You know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for those of you who are tuned in live, if you want to share this with somebody tomorrow, I don't know what time I'll have it up tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to have it up in a respectful time. Y'all can share it. It will be replayed on YouTube, on Twitch, and all podcast platforms. So it'll be on Apple Music, iHeart, not Apple Music, but Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcast, Spotify Podcast, and the like. Again, my name is Ashley Autumn. I don't need know my own name. Ashley Autumn. And once again, this is the 5 Dish Changer podcast. Make sure y'all enjoy the ride, and I will see y'all next week.
Appreciate it.
Y'all don't log out yet, please.
Okay.